When I found you in the wreckage of that ship, I considered leaving you.
What do you think they want?
Everything.
They won't just kill us, will they?
Stop. We're gonna have to fight. We're searching for soldiers for a fight against the Motherworld.
I could help you. For a small fee, obviously.
I'm here to make you an offer. To give you a chance at redemption.
Far beyond redemption.
What about revenge?
Embark on an epic journey to a distant world where a lone hero rises against tyranny. Uncover a tale of courage, rebellion, and the fiery spirit of a child destined for greatness. Join me as we delve into a cinematic masterpiece that promises to ignite your imagination and captivate your soul. Jimmy, played by Anthony Hopkins, an android, speaks at the beginning of the movie, explaining the Motherworld's past. In the Motherworld, 1,000 kings and queens ruled unchallenged in succession. The pursuit of power led to the royal family's conquest. The armies of Motherworld are led by a despot named Belisarius, who sends his cruel second-in-command, Admiral Atticus Noble, into the interior of the planet to find out who is plotting a rebellion. A woman named Kora, played by Sofia Boutella, works in her crops on the planet Veldt before she meets up with her friend Gunnar, played by Michiel Huisman, to attend their village's harvest celebration. The village's chief, Sindri, played by Corey Stoll, addresses his people, while a hunter named Den, played by Stuart Martin, has eyes for Kora, though she has no interest in a romantic relationship. As Kora and her friend Sam, played by Charlotte Maggie, go out, she witnesses Motherworld ships making their way toward Veldt. Before 3 smaller ships under the command of Admiral Atticus Noble, played by Ed Skrein, dock in the settlement, the villagers confer about how best to greet the visitors. Noble questions Sindri about the amount of food they produce and any rebels in the area. Gunnar had sold excess crops to Motherworld adversaries. Following a heated dispute, Noble and a masked soldier beat Sindri and his wife to death in front of his people. He then demands to Gunnar that the village hand over their grain supply within 10 weeks. In another part of the town, a young soldier named Eris, played by Sky Young, seems to like Sam, played by Charlotte Maggie, but he has to watch while his superiors make fun of her. She also has a brief conversation with Jimmy, who then tells Sam about Princess Issa, played by Stella Grace Fitzgerald, who was killed along with her parents. Jimmy laments the fact that Issa was intended to bring about a new period of kindness, but that it was cruelly taken away from her. While debating how to deal with Noble and his soldiers, several of the villagers suggest appealing to their humanity. Kora later sees as some of the soldiers harass Sam and attempt to rape her, even as Eris tries to stop them. Using an axe, Kora breaks into the barn and starts killing the soldiers until the captain has Sam at gunpoint. As Jimmy walks in, the captain gives him the order to execute Kora and Eris, but Jimmy shoots the captain instead. This is sufficient to persuade Kora that they must fight back, since Noble will exterminate the villagers upon his return. Kora and Gunnar depart Veldt in search of the Blood Axes, a band of rebels who might be able to help them repel Belisarius' army. Kora tells Gunnar about how she witnessed the slaughter of her community at the hands of the tyrant when she was a child, and she was faced with an opportunity to kill him when confronted with Belisarius, played by Frafi, but her weapon was out of ammunition. Rather than murdering her, Kora was trained at the Imperium by Belisarius and other soldiers under the alias Arthelais, who turned her into a killer before she abandoned them. Despite being groomed into being a mercenary with no emotional connections, Kora had a lover who was killed in battle. In search of the man who might be able to direct them to the Blood Axes, Kora and Gunnar travel to the port city of Providence. A man named Kai, played by Charlie Hunnam, who is nearby, starts to pay attention when the two talk about General Titus, played by Jimin Hunsu. A thug approaches Kora and Gunnar and tries to rape Gunnar before Kora knocks him down. A nearby extraterrestrial informs Kora and Gunnar of Titus's whereabouts before the thug reappears with reinforcements. Gunnar and Kora battle and murder them until Kora is threatened with a gun by the lead thug. Raising his gun, Kai takes a few rounds to the thug's head and then introduces himself as a smuggler, joining Kora and Gunnar. Kai suggests to Kora that he knows a man who can aid them on their mission. He guides them to a ranch on another planet called Nuwodi to find a man called Turok, played by Stas Nair, who is being kept prisoner by the rancher, Hickman, played by Ray Porter, due a debt Turok owes him. He is told about Kora's mission, and the three bargain with Hickman that if Turok can tame a nearby chained-up creature called a Bennu, then Turok can go free, otherwise, all of them will be indebted to Hickman. Turok approaches Bennu and communicates with it. After freeing it, Turok rides the wild beast. He is granted freedom to join Kora, but as he leaves, he witnesses Hickman poorly handling the Bennu, which ends with the creature killing Hickman by sticking its talon through his chest. Kai then leads Kora to a cobalt mining planet called Dagus, where they meet a swordswoman called Nemesis, played by Duna Bay. Kai informs her of the job just before she meets a humanoid spider creature called Harada, played by Jenna Malone, who is keeping a small girl captive before preparing to kill her. Nemesis tries to negotiate with Harada, but ultimately ends up battling the monster and impales her fatally before saving the girl. Nemesis joins the rest of the crew. The experience makes Kora reminisce over how she spent time as the royal guard for Issa when she served the Imperium. She witnessed Issa bring a bird back to life, and the king, played by Carrie Elwes, had believed Kora being her friend made her feel safe, but Kora clearly feels guilt over what happened to Issa and her parents. The group travels to the moon of Pollux, where Titus is located in a gladiator arena. He was once an Imperium commander who is now living shamefully on the streets and working as a prize fighter, after his past defeat in war. Titus is persuaded to fight back by Kora in order to exact retribution, even though he still feels guilty about his past. The crew then goes to the planet Chiron, where they meet King Levitica, played by Tony Amendola, so that they can meet the Bloodaxe siblings, Darian, played by Ray Fisher, and Devra, played by Cleopatra Coleman, in the hopes that Gunnar's previous connections with them may give them a chance at convincing them to join their rebellion. Until Kora gives them a speech, neither of the two wants to assist. Following Darian's speech, half of his clan follows him, while the other half follows Devra. Noble and his crew, the King's Gaze, have been tracking the blood axes and later turn up on the scene after the insurgents retreat, and he kills Levitica before laying siege to the area. Kai guides the crew to a trading post at a place called Gondoval, under the guise that he is dropping off goods before setting off for a better life, but he was actually in cahoots with Noble this whole time and was trying to collect the bounties on the heads of Kora and the others. Noble has them captured and reveals he knows more about the crew than they let on. Turok is actually a prince, while Nemesis killed several Imperium soldiers to avenge her murdered children. When Gunnar is ordered to execute Kora, he instead grabs the weapon and uses it to kill Kai. A battle breaks out between the freed rebels and the King's Gaze. Darian gives his life to bring down a ship and save as many of his people as he can. Most of the villains are killed before Kora and Noble have their showdown atop the post's highest platform. After an intense fight, Kora overpowers Noble and knocks him off the ledge. The crew returns to Veldt and enjoys their temporary victory, but they are aware that the Imperium will soon retaliate. Returning to her village, Kora is filled with hope for the future of her new acquaintances. Elsewhere, Noble is revived after his body is found and taken to an Imperium ship. His mind is taken to a realm where he converses with Belisarius. Despite thinking he will be happy to know about Noble finding Kora, Belisarius is instead angered and demands that Noble bring Kora to him so that he may kill her personally. Will the rebels defy the Galactic Empire? Did the film live up to the hype? Share your theories on the plot twists for the second part. What's your take on the characters? Drop your comments below, and let's dive deeper into this intergalactic adventure together. Don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic explorations.